Hey everybody, so I am back with just an update on my Delaware Indians. I just finished these not that long ago. Also in a bit of a change for my hobby space. I've got a bit more of a dedicated room that I'm working on, so I'm kind of just working on the lighting here, so I hope this is okay. Not sure how this will look on camera, but basically these are them. I'll kind of show some of them. Just see how I can focus here. Hang on. Actually, I better zoom out a bit. Okay. So here is one of them. Here is another. Here's another guy. This one I always kind of think of a little bit as this leader of this little group of 6, because he just has that pose where he's sort of sitting in the background watching, supervising a bit. I went fairly, I don't know if I'd call it simplistic, but you know, by not putting the war paint on, I didn't do a lot of colored feathers and things like that, or even any like red on the tips as I've seen some of them done. I kind of went really simple on these ones. Just, I don't know, that's kind of what I was inspired to do. I mean, there is some bags and things where I've done, like in this guy where he's got some color and some, you know, ornateness or whatever, bling maybe I'll call it. But overall, I went for a very simple look. Yeah. So, one thing I'll mention, some of you, if you're going to be painting Indians, I think one of the most popular things to talk about is how you do the skin. Just because there's a lot of different ways you could do it. And to be honest, I realize right now you can't really see very well, but maybe I'll focus in on him here. Just get a little closer, you can see what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not saying what I'm doing is the right way, and to be quite honest, the color of skin in Native Americans across North America ranges pretty dramatically, and so to say one is right or whatever, I think is wrong. But if you narrow down to woodland Indians, which are meant to be a bit fairer than some of the western Plains Indian counterparts, I believe, I guess you could try to hit a certain skin tone. What I did, I didn't go too far to research this. I really just tried a little bit, and I read some blogs and saw some colors that people used, and just kind of worked with what I had and came up with what I believe was an acceptable color. And so I liked using model color tan, which is quite red. You know, I was quite surprised how much red is in model color tan. But I used model color tan on my initial layer 50-50 with model color, it's the game color, dwarf skin. And so those two 50-50 gave me my base color, which was a bit darker than this for sure. Then I used a very thinned down combination of 1 ratio of model color tan to 2 of dwarf skin. And so that was going to be really my main highlight. But then I just did a little bit of an additional highlight, really small amount, where I used 1 to the model color tan, to 2 of the dwarf skin, and then I just used a dab of Everland Sunset. It's the GW yellow. It's sort of like a darker yellow. Most of you are probably familiar with it. Just to give it a little bit of that yellowing color in there as well. And I was pretty happy with what I got. I mean, it wasn't an exhaustive skin painting process. You know, I did do some. I didn't mention the shading. I mean, I did actually, you do an ink or a wash on the face before doing those highlights of like Agrex Earth Shade, and then I did do an Army Painter soft tone, not the quick shade, but just the ink. So just get a little bit of a light shade after that as well. And so, yeah, nothing too crazy, but I am really, it's my first attempt, and I'm actually quite fine with the way these guys look. So yeah, hope you guys like them, and I'll be doing fairly shortly a what's on the table update on what's next. Okay, thanks everybody. Cheers.